So hello everybody and welcome back to Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers with me, Supernautus. We obviously started this the other day, learned a few things, cleared day one with good old Gabriel, and we're ready to continue on and see what else is in store for us. So let's load our game and go from there. And so before we do anything, we read about all of the other things going on, read the newspaper. We'll just read it again just to remind ourselves of exactly what's going on. Horoscope. Chances of a dark star rising on this day. Do not trust your instincts. See, that's why I'm just going through things again, just to make sure that we didn't make any mistakes.
Got a minute, Gray?
What's up?
I'm pretty sure that we did. So we did everything before we saved last time. So this time we're going out to the map. We're going to go out into the world again and see what we can find out.
I'll be back later.
Have fun.
And where we're going right now, because we're learning all about this voodoo murder, is we really want to visit this voodoo museum. So we can see what anyone could tell us about these murders. Are they really voodoo related? Or is someone just using stereotypical ideas?
Hello, I am the proprietor, Dr. John.
It's Dr. John.
If you have any questions,
Does he not do a song?
Great. My name is Knight, and I'll probably take you up on
He'll
it.
probably take me up on that. Oh, there's a guy out there with some drums. Very nice. He seems to just sit behind a window playing drums. Is it a guy? Is it? Let's see.
A street drummer has settled outside the museum.
So it's just a street drummer outside the museum. What else have we got? What was that? Got a switch?
It's an electrical switch.
So it is. What happens if I flip the switch?
What does this do?
turn that thing off.
What's that done?
Sorry.
Oh, it's turned on the air conditioner.
Have air conditioning, you see.
Yeah, I see.
But he doesn't like it, apparently. You have air conditioning, but you don't use it. Is it too loud? What else have we got? We've got a shrine of some kind. Take a look at that.
The voodoo shrine is filled with items that both fascinate Gabriel and also make his skin crawl.
Yeah, so all the best things.
Will that look sacrilegious?
So like heads on a cross. Interesting.
Wonder who that poor bastard was.
A skull of somebody. Or it could be a replica of a skull of somebody. I mean,
A waste of some perfectly good wine, if you ask me.
well, it's just sitting there. I mean, we've got coffin.
This coffin is so small.
Coffin is small. And a
We
voodoo
wouldn't be
doll,
much
of course.
a voodoo museum without a voodoo doll.
Because as he says, it wouldn't be much of a voodoo museum without a voodoo doll. Well, okay, what else have we got? Oh, we've got a flyer there. Can we take that?
A flyer
Let's take the flyer.
advertising Magenta Moonbeam, a local voodooienne.
Magenta
Her
Moonbeam.
parlor is on the corner of Orleans and Dauphine.
What else do we have? Okay, so I think that's everything in that area. What else do we have? Oh, a wishing stump, eh?
An official voodoo wishing stump. Rub it and make a wish, a card says.
Funny, I say the
Rub it
same
and make a
thing.
wish. Come on, Gabriel, really? He says that to the ladies and they slap him in the face.
You were mine.
because that's what he deserves for saying things like that.
What was that?
Oh, nothing.
Sorry, one moment, guys. Just need to fix something that I've just messed up. Okay. So what else have we got? We've got... Ooh, what's... One sec, I need to set up a little bit. Just adjust the microphone. So what else have we got? We've got a snake.
A very large, very formidable looking snake is secured in a plexiglass cage.
Okay, he's in a plexiglass cage. That's nice. And let's see what Dr. John has to say. It seems like he might be able to give us some advice and some info.
That is why I am here.
He might not. He might be wrong. So tell me about voodoo, would you please?
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Historical voodoo, or the voodoo currently practiced in the city?
Well, everything. Tell me about historical voodoo.
Historical voodoo.
Very well. I will start at the beginning, Mr. Knight, and will go on from there at your prompting.
Sounds good.
As you may know,
So let's find out.
voodoo is a grassroots religion, formed by the mixing together of many different African tribal religions and Anglo religions, such as Catholicism or Protestantism. In other
Yes.
words, it is a religion born of the African slave trade. But African slaves were imported not only by the United States, but also into the West Indies, with the French and Spanish-ran plantation islands. Prior to 1803, the New
As
Orleans
we
area was owned by
may or may not
whites.
already know, if
The
you
French Creole in those
have an
days
interest in this
owned
kind of
many
thing.
African slaves. But the Creole did not permit their slaves to gather, giving no chance for voodoo to breed here natively. The Creole also
Okay.
knew enough about the corrupted pagan practices of the West Indies slaves to ban the importings of slaves from that region.
What would that be? Would that be more like the sort of hoodoo style of thing?
So, how did voodoo come to New Orleans?
Yeah.
After the Louisiana Purchase, American legislators relaxed regulations.
Oh,
Slaves
they
were
removed the
permitted
ban
to
on West
gather.
Indies slaves, I
The
see.
Americans also removed the ban
And
on
that's
West
when
Indies
things started
slaves.
going,
Around the same time,
well, differently, I
slave revolt
suppose.
occurred in Santo Domingo, what is now Haiti, between the lifting of the ban and the Haitian Revolt.
And Haiti,
West Indies
obviously,
slaves began pouring into New Orleans. Some of them were free people of color, freed or escaped slaves. Some came with their white owners who were fleeing from the revolt.
There is some historical element to this, which is interesting enough in itself. Anything more about historical voodoo?
What happened when the West
We're
Indies
going to learn
slaves
everything we
got here?
can.
They brought voodoo with them. The native slaves were more than enthusiastic about embracing it. It gave them power, Mr. Knight. If only in the form of a communal bond.
There's fairly well animated faces there. I mean, you know, apart from the fact that they look obviously
The early voodoos were heavy snake worshippers.
not real.
Worshipping the one they called the Great Zombie.
The Great Zombie.
Tell me more
As opposed
about
to the
this.
mediocre zombie that you might see in
By 1870,
some cash-ins.
the voodoo activities were beginning to cause fear among the white slave owners. An ordinance was passed to forbid slave gatherings except in designated public areas at designated times.
No
The time
loitering.
was Sunday afternoons at the place Congo Square. The slaves and free people of color gathered to dance simulations of their voodoo dances, right in sight of Creole society. Of
Oh, so
course,
it
they
wasn't-
also
it wasn't
went
real,
to meet in private
the stuff
for
they were
the
showing
evening.
publicly. Which makes sense, of course. You don't
Tell
want
me
people
more
knowing
about
what your
historical voodoo.
rituals are
There were a
really
variety
like
of kings and queens at first, voodoo priests and priestesses.
if you're trying to hide
But
it.
from about 1830, a single power emerged. This was a voodoo queen named Marie Laveau.
Marie
Marie
Laveau.
Laveau ruled voodoo in New Orleans for many years.
We've learned something. Okay, well tell me about Marie Laveau. It seems like a sensible next step.
Two Marie Laveau's, mother and daughter. Most people thought they were the same woman. Her continued
Pretending to be...
added to the mystique. The original, the mother, was also known as Widow Paris. It was
So she started
who began
everything.
the empire.
She got it all going.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
Yeah, tell me something
The
else.
Laveau tomb, where one or both of the Maries are believed to be buried, is in St. Louis Cemetery number 1. It is a popular shrine.
Popular
for
shrine.
practitioners and tourists alike.
For anyone interested in
I
voodoo.
myself take tours through the cemetery on a regular basis.
And he likes to go there regularly. Well,
Really?
that's good.
Do you have any running this week?
No, but the cemetery is open to the
So
general
anyone can go
public as
whenever
well.
they like. That's good. What else can you tell me? No, that is Marie Laveau completely covered. Let's talk to him about current voodoo now.
Tell me about current voodoo.
Many people think of voodoo in terms of magic spells or Greek. That kind of practice is actually called hoodoo and is only a part of true voodoo. Voodoo,
Yeah.
the religion, has a strong following in New
That's all
Orleans.
the kind of,
In fact, it is
where your
called
kind of voodoo doll
quadruped.
and
There are several voodoo churches
all the rest of that
within
kind of
the
stuff
city,
comes from.
and others all across the United States. African Americans see it as a tradition all their
And I
own.
suppose, you know,
Whites and there
a lot of the
are
negative
religions
connotations of it
are
are tied in
attracted
really
it
to,
because they think it is exotic.
you know, really to a fear of the
Personally,
unknown, I
I'm more
suppose.
interested in the history of voodoo. Some of the new movements are copying Haitian or even African voodoo, but it is the voodoo of New Orleans that I find so intriguing.
Well, what makes New Orleans voodoo so much more intriguing? We're not going to find out, but let's ask him about the voodoo murders and whether they actually are being carried out by a voodoo practitioner or a voodoo copycat.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
The killings in the newspaper. I know they have nothing to do with true voodoo in New Orleans.
See? Well, what else can you tell me? Tell me something more
What do you
about
think
New
of
Orleans.
It is the
Or
only
Nolans.
city in the United States, as far as I am concerned.
I think many people would probably agree with you.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Ah,
No, he knows nothing about
you have
snakes.
perhaps noticed the museum snake, Mr. Knight? They are beautiful creatures. Do you not agree?
The
And
associates
tourists
seem to...
associate them with voodoo.
Yeah, so it makes sense to have one in a voodoo
Tell me
museum, I
about
suppose.
yourself.
Me?
What does he want to know about
If you
him?
don't mind.
What is it you wish to learn?
Well, just, you know, tell me about your
You opened
museum.
a voodoo museum.
The subject has fascinated me all my life, and I wanted to help preserve the cultural heritage it represents.
Yeah, that seems fair enough.
What kind of background in voodoo do you have?
Does he actually practice
Let's
voodoo?
just say I cut my teeth on it, Mr. Knight. It is in my blood.
Okay, so
Do
obviously it's a
anything
family-based,
besides run the museum?
lifetime sort of thing.
It does not make me a rich man, but my material needs are simple. I prefer to focus on my one true interest in life.
And what's that?
What are your own religious beliefs?
Yeah.
My beliefs are too personal and too complex to discuss with a layman, Mr. Knight.
Okay, but what about with a writer?
Just tell me anything.
I am originally from the West Indies myself, you know.
Oh,
Really? What brought you to New Orleans?
good to know.
I was drawn here for personal reasons.
So for personal reasons he was drawn in. And anything else?
Just tell me anything.
I
think
am a vegetarian.
you can make this go on and on forever.
I can't imagine living without meat.
That must be the
Yeah, I
hunter
can
in
imagine
you,
it,
Mr.
but
Knight.
sorry to
Just
say,
tell
I'd
me
rather not do it.
I am not an easy person to get to know. I am a very private man.
Yeah, which means he's going to stop telling us
Not
things
unusual
fairly
for
soon.
Someone in the museum business?
No,
Not at all. My displays
Exactly, yeah.
speak for me.
let the displays do the talking. Why do it yourself? See if you'll tell us anything
Tell me
else.
anything.
Not everyone can come see the museum, so I occasionally do public speaking
that's good.
on the subject of historical voodoo.
Let everyone know about
Anything
the
coming up that I might
the
attend?
influence.
No, but then you have me all to yourself right now, do you not?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be telling us anything
Actually,
extra.
I can't think of a thing.
Then let us discuss something else.
Good plan. Tell us about hoodoo,
What
because
exactly
you
is
mentioned
hoodoo?
that.
Hoodoo refers to magic folk traditions of the South.
Mm-hmm.
Hoodoo is a bastard of voodoo. Many of the Gree are similar, but hoodoo does not have the religious aspects.
So it's not
of
religiously driven. Okay. I suppose that kind of makes some sense.
So how is the museum business?
Those who truly seek to understand are few, Mr. Knight. But even one can be an audience.
Is this guy going to talk in
Sounds
riddles,
like
do you
my
think,
shop.
sometimes?
So where do you pick up all this stuff?
May as well ask all the questions. You know, exhaust all the options.
Accept donations of any pertinent items.
Plus that beat's pretty good.
Do you ever get any wackos in here?
You mean, besides yourself?
Yeah, besides me.
I do not care to make those kinds of judgments, Mr. Knight. All are welcome.
Sensible when you're trying to run a business that's inclusive of everybody. Anything
You're
else?
a big guy, aren't you? You work out, play sports?
I do not play basketball.
Well, I didn't ask that question.
Who, me? No, you just look like such a natural athlete.
It's a
I do
suggestion
find
of something
ways
else in the undercurrents of that there, I think.
After all, our bodies are temples.
Any more?
You sound like Grace. I should get the two of you together.
Is Grace your wife?
No, she just acts like it.
She acts like it. Well, does she?
So
Dunno.
what do you think of our summer weather? Have you ever seen it so open?
I mean, now we're just having small talk with him, aren't we?
It is unpleasant.
And I don't think he's really
The heavens are not
comfortable. Oh
pleased these
no,
days.
what have I done here? Sorry, just one sec. Looks like I've done something silly. Which was now fixed. Okay, sorry about that. Right, well, is there any point... Well, one more time.
Nice outfit.
I prefer simple cotton to dead flesh, Mr. Knight.
I'll have to remember that.
That's a nice way to shut down the conversation, isn't it? Okay, one more.
This is quite a place you have here.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. I have dedicated myself to the preservation of this unique culture.
Okay, well,
It is gratifying to see others reap the fruits I have sown.
I think that's probably enough. Well, it is actually, because he wasn't going to talk to us about anything else. So there's not really anything else to do here. But we did see that
Come back again.
that flyer, didn't we? And what was the name of the person there again? Moonbeam. Yeah, that'll be the place because it wasn't on there before.
A sign on the front door of Magenta's home reads, "Attuning with the spirit realm." Back on June.
Okay, so she's
22nd.
not home right now. She's not home. So I guess we'll go to that cemetery that he was telling us about. Where is that? Yes, the St. Louis Cemetery, number 1. Where he's suggesting we can look at the tomb of Marie Laveau. So let's talk to this guy first. Since he's in the area, he's got anything interesting to tell us?
Could I have a minute of your time?
What you need, boy?
What can you tell me about voodoo?
They say it was part of an old religion from Africa, brought here
Yeah.
by slaves.
That is indeed what they say.
What do you know about the voodoo movers?
There's no doubting
Isn't it
that.
just awful? Them finding those bodies with the voodoo things around them. I don't think there's any real voodoo going on. Somebody trying to cover their tracks is all.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
What can you tell me?
Draw the
about
blame
the
elsewhere.
Seem like everyone wants to visit New Orleans at least once in their lives. And they love the
Makes
cemetery
sense.
tours. I see tourists in here every day of the year.
Yeah. What about
Do
snakes?
you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? I see snakes around here all the time. Most of them aren't poisonous, of course. I don't mind snakes myself. Lots of folks are afraid of them.
It's kind of understandable that people might be afraid of snakes. I mean, sometimes they can.
Do you know anything
people
about
harm?
Marie Laveau?
Sure. She was the voodoo queen of New Orleans. A powerful voodooian and a powerful sorceress. Believers still come to her tomb, you know. They write secret marks on the walls, leave offerings. Then there's the tourists. They come out of curiosity. As a matter of fact, that big Dr. John fella from that voodoo museum,
Oh yeah.
he's here at least once
So
a
he comes at least once a day.
Henri Laveau's tomb isn't the only one the believers visit and make markings and leave offerings at.
That's great. That's what we needed to know. It's good to know about good old Dr. John.
Tell me about yourself.
Tell me about you.
My name is Toussaint Gervais. I'm the watchman here at St. Louis No. 1.
Toussaint Gervais.
What exactly do you do here?
Oh, I
You can
keep
see
the
what he
place
does here. He
tidy, of course.
cleans up.
Big part of
He's
my
like a
job, too, is
gardener,
looking out for the grievous.
janitor, I don't know.
People
Something
come
like
to
that.
pay their respects. They need looking out for. Sometimes they so grief bound, they don't know what they do.
Bit of a silly question, wasn't it? I mean, when we think about it logically, it's not the most sensible question Gabriel could have asked. Sorry, I just need to find out something because... Okay. So, tell us more about you.
That's about all there is to say.
So, okay, tell me about the
Tell me
cemetery
something
then.
about St. Louis Cemetery, No. 1.
You know why the dead are buried in tombs and not in the ground, don't you? The water table's too high. Them
Yeah,
coffins
because
will float
New
right out
Orleans
of
is
their
obviously
grave.
below sea level, isn't it?
Them dead will go floating right down into the Dakota. Of course, if it were Mardi Gras, nobody'd even notice. It's a historical place. People buried in here from the Civil War. Back further, too. Take a look around. You'll see.
Even further back? Wow.
You said there were other mock tombs?
Yep. I've seen bull hearts left on tombs
Oh,
and a
lovely.
nest of vulture feathers, plates of peas and corn green, animal parts, human parts even, it look like. Male parts, if you get my meaning. And this is one
Male
of the great
parts?
family crypts, mind you. Have them types just pick a spot and stick to it.
Okay, well that's enough of that. Thank you very much. So what have we got here? We've got markings on the wall. Take a look at them.
Odd-looking marks adorn the Laveau tomb wall.
And like we did with those markings on the ground, I think we should probably take our notepad. Sorry, sketchbook, should I say. And we're just going to sketch down these markings.
I want a copy of these strange marks.
I think that's a good plan.
Gabriel can't put his sketch back on the wall.
Oh, I can't put my sketch back on the wall. Well, I didn't. Wasn't planning on putting my sketch back on the wall. Okay, what else have we got around? Some offerings. Why is there a brick on the ground? Can we have that? Why is that brick there? Do we know? Do we have any idea? We don't. But now we've got a brick. So we're going to go down this way. We're going to go down this way, I think. And let's see what else we can find around here. Some sort of angel statue? Let's take a look at that.
An angel draped dramatically over a stone
Like
plinth
it's
marks the entrance
lying
to a
down?
large tomb.
It's an interesting idea. So...
I don't need to go visit the family tomb today.
You don't need to go visit your family tomb today, so his family name is actually Wright then, because when we went down there it said exit to Wright tomb. So, okay, his real name is Gabriel Knight. That's interesting, I guess. I wonder if this guy knows anything about that drawing we just did. Would he tell us if he did, though? That's the question. Let's ask him. And maybe we can go back and ask Dr. John, too.
Does this mean anything to you?
Sure, I see them marks all the time on the tombs. Don't know what they mean.
Okay, so he doesn't know what they mean. I don't think there's much else we can really do here. Let's just have a quick look at this. So this is the plaque for Marie Laveau's tomb. I see. So this is Marie Laveau's tomb here. So that's very nice. But there's not really anything to do there. We now know where her tomb is. What else was there? St. George's Books. Well, that was the other place that they suggested had some interest in voodoo, the Dixieland drugstore. So let's go there too, because those are obviously where they sell people goods.
Hello.
With a voodoo relation. Oh. There's a lady with a dog.
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Bienvenue, Madame Casanova. Comment ça va? How you be feeling today?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr.
Let's have a look at what he does.
I'm certain someone's
What his workplace is all about.
Somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a wink, not in weeks.
Now don't that beat off. I'll need some easy night candles then, huh?
Do you think that would help?
Easy
Do
night
hope you're
candles.
right. I said 3 rosaries this morning for Our Lady's intervention.
Okay.
Those really good, sure enough, but you burn them candles too, boy, you gonna whip any no-sleep gree-gree, I'll tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr.
That
Walker.
makes sense.
Put them on my account and send them around to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know. Mrs. Lefebvre put
Stomachache powder in her tea? What
What
kind of... It's like prank central for old ladies.
9 pinheads.
I want her to have stomachache. I want her not to sleep.
Graveyard dust. Put it up under her front post there.
9
That'll turn the
pinheads.
trick back on Miss Lefebvre, and she be the one with the bellyache. I got the pins of dust right here if you want them.
If the
Well,
Blessed Virgin
I
will
suppose it
grant
can't
me
do any
her
harm to
protection,
try.
I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though, don't hurt to be proactive neither now, does it?
Well, yeah, but it does hurt to be a little spiteful, doesn't it?
Mais non, madame. It's nothing. Au revoir.
Au revoir, Monsieur
To
Walker.
be a bit like them, you know. Okay, off goes the lady and her dog. Off she goes to practice some voodoo spells on her neighbours, who apparently are doing the same thing. Wacky neighbourhood. Let's talk to this man.
Is this your store?
This the Dixieland drugstore. And I own it. Me. Name's Walker. Willie Walker.
Okay. So what can you tell me about
What you
voodoo?
know about voodoo?
This is a novelty shop, monsieur.
A novelty
Think I'm
shop.
stupid? This is a voodoo shop.
That's what you just told
Look at
that
all
woman
this
to do.
These is novelties, curiosities. If people want to think they magic, it's not
But it's
my
possible he
concern,
doesn't
no.
believe in it. But then again, he knows
Are you
all of
telling me
these
that you
different
own a
possible
voodoo shop,
remedies, doesn't
but
he?
You know nothing about voodoo practices?
He's lying.
What does that mean?
It mean you should mind your own business, monsieur.
It seems a little odd that Gabriel Knight, who supposedly is from New Orleans, doesn't know any
What did you say?
French, apparently.
Them killings have nothing to do with my shop, monsieur.
They've got nothing to do with his shop. That's,
What do you think of
that's
knowledge?
basically what he's saying.
I live here all my life, me.
He's lived in New Orleans all his life.
What do you think of New Orleans?
If you're not from around here, monsieur, you should sign up for some tours.
Can you hear his accent? Tell me about
Do you know
snakes.
anything about snakes?
What kind of snakes?
The kind they use in voodoo?
Pythons, boas. So I've heard.
Really? Do you have one?
Are you crazy? What would I want with a python?
No, the largest no, that's Hulk Hogan, sorry. Cabri Sancourt.
What did you mean when you said Cabri Sancourt?
I didn't say that.
Oh, yes, you did.
I heard you say it.
You heard wrong, monsieur. I said no such thing.
Okay, he doesn't want to talk to us about that. What about Marie Laveau? Do you know who she is?
Marie? She's somebody from the old days. One of them old folk tales. The tourists eat it up, no?
The tourists eat it all up. Yeah.
That
Tell
customer
me
of
about that
yours,
woman.
the little old lady.
Customer?
I'm just
The woman I
interested to
saw
know.
Here, Madame Casino, you called her.
I don't talk about my customers to men who come in off the street.
Okay, so basically a Caprice encore means a goat without a horn. But in voodoo I think it has something to do with sacrifice.
Tell me about yourself.
My name's Willie Walker. I own the place.
And essentially what it means is saying a goat without horns. And what they mean by a goat without horns is a human being. Yeah, so it's human sacrifice.
How did you get into this kind of
How that relates to the conversation I'm not
Why should I
entirely sure
discuss my
yet.
business with you, man?
But then again, maybe it ties in a little bit to the
So, this is a voodoo store, huh?
he already said no.
Voodoo? No, man.
It ties
Just
into
a
the
curio shop.
murder, doesn't it? The
Things
voodoo
you see here
murders,
from
if you
local
like.
Folklore. None of it real, I tell you for sure.
What about all these magic oils and powders you're selling? Aren't they a part of voodoo?
Read the label, man. We make no claims. Sold as curio only. It mean what it say, no? These are novelties, not voodoo.
He's going to stick to that point, and he's not going to do anything more than that. I wonder what he can tell me, if he can tell me anything about these markings.
Do you know anything about these crosses? I think there's some kind of code.
He's not going to tell
Looks
you.
like a lot of hand tracks to me, man.
Yeah, well that doesn't really help me. Let's see what we can find in this shop. Oh, we've got a sign. What does the sign say?
The sign says, Special St. John's Eve Lagnia. Free bottle of lover come back to me oil. Or master gambling oil with every purchase over $50.
Okay, so you got to spend over $50. That's quite a lot.
French is lousy, but everyone in New Orleans knows what that means.
A little something extra. So that's in the terms of, you know, New Orleans kind of. Let's take a look around.
Bags,
Root
curio
bags.
boxes, and magic candles.
I mean,
Sold as curios only.
the thing is, he's got
We
some
cannot guarantee results.
weird sort of things that he seems to be suggesting. Oh no.
I'd have to smell those if I opened them.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know.
The shelf holds containers
Dried
of
flowers,
items,
grasses, black cat
flowers, grasses, and
black cat bones. I mean, you know, it's all well and good to say.
It's a mannequin wearing a crocodile mask.
Was it Sobek? We're looking at Sobek.
It must be
What's-
the crocodile thing, but even I'm not interested in undressing that mannequin.
I would say, yeah, it's like an Egyptian.
Mind if I ask you?
Ask what
Does he
you
have
want.
anything new after looking around? Oh, well, St. John's Eve. I must have missed that as an option.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
Probably not going to
Biggest
tell you
night of the
much.
year in voodoo.
What goes on exactly?
I couldn't say.
He couldn't say. Well, what he means is he doesn't want to say, let's be honest. Because he could probably get in some trouble. But he's no use to me. But let's take a look around the New Orleans area. We've got a new area there to look at. We went to Lake Pontchartrain. But now we're going to go to the Getty Mansion. Which is interesting, because that's what that statue was called. Like a Getty angel. Does that mean... I don't know. I don't know what it means.
The Garden District is famous for
It's
its
an old
elaborate
plantation
old
house.
plantation homes and mansions.
And it's impeccably
This
groomed.
particular mansion is impeccably groomed.
And this is like the rich people house. So I guess you know, I guess that they're interesting at least.
May I help you?
There's not much we can. I don't know if is he gonna let me do anything.
I'd like to see Molly or Getty, please.
I'm sorry, but unless you have an appointment or official business, I cannot announce you.
Okay, well,
I do have official business.
Really? Please tell me the nature of your business.
he's not gonna. I don't want. No,
Are you tired of polishing silver day in and day out?
We don't have silver. All of our utensils are solid gold.
that doesn't seem very
Oh, I see.
sensible. I mean, I
Well,
think-
I represent Lumor Armored Cars, and
Beat it. And comb your hair.
I thought he was going to reach for a comb there. Okay, so he's not going to let us in. We need to be on official business, and the only official business we could possibly be on is if we can suggest the police go and visit there, I guess. So let's go to the French Quarter, let's go to the police station, and let's see if we can get anywhere, see if they want to take a look at anything. There's the police station. Let's go inside. We've been here once before. Oh. What's this officer doing? Does he got anything to say to us?
hey,
That's the extent of that conversation. It's hey and hey. We have to talk to Mr. Frick here.
got a second, officer?
What can I do you for?
Well, what can you tell me about
You
snakes?
tell me about snakes.
What does this look like? A zoo?
No.
Never mind.
Well, I don't know.
Answer that.
You know.
I know nothing about
Yeah,
it.
he had that thought too. He quickly changed his mind about asking that question, didn't he? Which is probably sensible. What can you tell me about
What do you
St.
know
John's
about
Eve?
St. John's Eve.
A bunch of crazies out there on St. John's Eve, that's what. We're busy all night.
Busy all night.
What kind of crazy?
Yeah, what do they do? What
Oh,
kind of
your
craziness?
usual Howl at the Mooners, I guess.
Howl at the
They don't look no
Mooners.
weirder than them that come in during Mardi Gras. Never can tell, though.
That's probably true. Where's Mosley?
I'm here to see Detective Mosley.
He's in his office. Go on back.
Okay, tell me about this. Do you know what this means?
The police and call means?
No. Sounds foreign or something.
Yeah, he's, you know, he's not going to tell us anything.
What do you know about Marie Laveau?
Marie who? Is she the one that hangs out on Conti and Nash?
No, she's
no.
not.
Never mind.
She's not. He's not going to help us whatsoever. Okay, so we're all there. Mosley's
Gabriel
office
can't
is
do
there.
that from the front lobby.
I can't do that from the front lobby. Well, oh, I see. If I open the gate and go in the office, that should work. Can he talk to? Can he talk to her? I feel like he might be a little bit.
Excuse me, officer?
Yes?
Never mind. I don't want to ask any of those questions because I know that none of them are gonna. I know that none of them are going to be worth. Well, we can adjust the thermostat. We're not going to do that, but. Oh no! Wait. Should I?
Hey, hey, hey.
Knight, come on in.
Actually, no. I want to look at that before I. I'm going to go back out of your office because I'm interested in seeing why there's why the thermostat is.
I'm gonna hit the road.
Ciao, baby.
I'm interested to find out why that thermostat is letting me. Why that thermostat's coming up as a thing of interest. Can we do anything to it? Alright, let's just put the temperature up just for fun. Oh, we got out. Yeah, so we were supposed to do something with that. And I'm assuming we were supposed to do it before we went to his office. That's an
Detective
assumption.
Mosley, Hard at work, I see.
Yeah. What is it you want?
Yeah, look, he's taking his jacket off.
Whew, it's hot in here.
So let's talk.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
There's voodoo that goes on in this city, sure. I looked into it a bit at the beginning of this case. But the voodoo stuff found at crime scenes is all fake.
Yeah, so he
Doesn't
agrees
have
it's
anything
fake.
to do with the
That's a
real
good
stuff.
start.
I know. I asked some experts. It's
Means he's not going to
intimidation
start blaming
tactics,
people
that's
that
all.
are actual practitioners.
What else can you tell me about voodoo?
What does it matter?
I told you, don't worry about that part of it. It's all faked.
Unless somebody knows about a
What do
very
you know
dark
about
side of
the
voodoo
voodoo
that no one
money?
else is aware of.
Lots? Can you be more specific?
You know anything about the killers?
At least 20 people attend the killings.
20
We know
people.
this from the variety of footprints found at the scenes.
So it's some
Footprints.
kind of
Aren't
ritual
those as good as fingerprints?
murder.
Can be, but we'd have to have a suspect in custody first. And the suspect would have to match one of the few distinct prints we have. Most of the footprints are smudged, trodden over, unreadable.
Ouch,
These guys
sorry.
are so casual in their expertise, it's
They're
madness.
casual in their
They know
expertise.
we'll never find them.
How many murders have there
How many
been?
murders have there been so far?
7 murders have so far been linked to
7.
the Voodoo murders case. The first murder occurred about 8 weeks ago.
Okay.
The MO is the same in each murder. Lake Pontchartrain was the 7th.
Well, obviously, because you said there have been 7 and that was the most recent one.
What kind of evidence have you found?
No fingerprints, a few bare
I don't know if he's
footprints.
actually given me
Found
any
a few
information that's
fibers,
useful.
but not many. The weirdest one was leopard fur.
Leopard fur? It's interesting.
Describe the crime scenes.
Well,
Yeah.
there's the corpse itself, minus the heart. Around where the body was killed, we find marks and flour
Yeah.
and blood.
Mm-hmm.
There are
Okay.
traces of wax from candles, red
Odd.
and black. Ordinary wax candles, so the lab reports.
Okay.
Also blood and feathers of chickens and goat's blood, and plenty of the victim's own.
But that's all just, all the other stuff's just there to kind of try and throw you off, isn't it?
What's the coroner say?
The victim's heart is always ripped out of the chest and missing. We haven't located a single one of them.
Lovely. Any idea what they do with them?
Don't even want to know. Also, the coroner says some of the victims had heart attacks before the incision.
Well, probably, yeah.
Literally
If they're
scared to
surrounded by
death.
20 people and
The
pinned
knife
down
wounds
with
are
someone
consistent
probably
with a
going at them with a
long,
knife,
narrow, wavy-edged
I'm
knife.
sure that depending on
Probably a
their
ritualistic
health,
dagger.
some are more likely to die that way than others.
Nope. There's never been a single witness.
Or
No
nobody
one's
wants to
even
tell
heard
you
of
they are.
disturbance. It's damned weird.
And also,
Like they
some of the
just don't
darker
want
side of
people to
voodoo,
see.
presumably those people are going to be
Nobody
pretty
sees
secretive about what they're doing. Who are the victims?
Know anything about the victims?
The victims are all out of town.
All from out of
We
town.
still don't know why.
Okay.
Oh,
So
nothing.
that part of the
Never mind.
conversation's pretty
Sure,
much
no problem. Okay. Anything else?
is pretty much done. What else have we got?
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Again, he's not going to be
Is she
interested.
that redheaded chick that works at Freddy's?
Yeah, he doesn't.
No.
Then I don't know her.
So there we go. He's not interested in Marie Laveau.
What can you tell me about Gnarly?
Does he love New Orleans
You and me
like
grew up
everyone
here
else?
together. You tell me. It's a pretty nice place, even seeing the stuff I see,
So he still likes
The
it
car's
there.
getting a bit
That's
too
important.
wild,
He still
though.
likes it there.
Getting hard to control. Not quite what it was when
Even
you
though
and
he
me
sees
used to
all the
hang here,
worst of
but
things.
hell, I've never known anything else.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Gnarly?
Ah, I'm too sentimental to say anything.
He's not going to have anything interesting to say about New Orleans, is he? Let's be honest.
Do you know anything about the patterns?
Yeah, any
around
news
the
about
body?
these patterns?
Yeah, weird, huh? All 7 victims had those marks around them.
Okay.
We've got all the marks on file, but we haven't figured out what, if anything, they mean.
So, okay, we don't know what they mean. What about the other patterns?
Can I see the other 6 patterns?
Sure. People like that kind of stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
Might make the book seem more mysterious. Go talk to Officer Franks. Tell her I said you could see the file.
I'll do that afterward, that's fine. What about, tell me some more stuff about you and about
The only
things.
thing I know about snakes is that I don't like them.
Doesn't like snakes. St. John's Eve?
What can you tell me about St. John's
I don't think he's going to know about the next bit
Coming
either.
up, isn't it? We get some
The
occasional
goat
weirdness
without
in the
horns.
quarter, but nothing much. We used to have a lot of strange things happen, though, or so I hear.
But
What else can you tell
we'll
me
ask him
about
anyway.
St. John's Eve?
I don't know much except what I already told you.
okay.
Does the phrase Cabri Sanko mean anything to you?
Hell no. Is that French?
Okay,
My
so
mother
he doesn't
spoke
know
it, but
about
I
it
always
either.
had a hard enough time just speaking
Which is
English.
interesting when he's a
True
policeman
enough.
in a place where people practice and kind of do stuff
Tell me
around
about
about voodoo, you know.
For the book?
Sure, why not?
Okay. What do you want to know?
How do you like working on the police force?
Does he like
Are
it?
you kidding?
Does he enjoy
you
it?
know I love being a cop. And Narlands, it's the best place in the world to be one.
What are your
And what are his
plans for the future?
plans?
Well, you know, I don't like to count my chickens before they're hatched.
Good plan.
But I don't see why I can't be the chief of police of Narland someday. I already know the mayor, and my track record is one of the best in the department.
Good.
I'm sure it's just a matter of moments, mostly.
Yeah, you'll see.
Might be quite good to have a friend who's in charge of the
hobbies?
police there.
Yeah, making your life miserable.
Oh, cheers.
I'm serious. Don't you
Thank you.
shave or chew or something like that?
No, I'm a freaking ballet dancer. Yeah, I was #1 at the Louisiana
He's a good
State Fair
marksman, and he plays
contest.
trumpet.
I play trumpet too. You know, put your lips together and blow.
That's whistling.
How's your home life?
Oh, real funny night. Why don't you just bring in some freaking salt? You know Annie left me. My home life is shit.
Yeah,
Right. Sorry about that.
I don't think you are. I don't want to do
Oh,
the old
nothing,
anything
never
thing
mind.
again, because
Sure, no problem. Okay, anything else?
that just goes through like a million different questions. Coffee?
How about getting me some coffee?
Coffee? You want coffee?
Yeah.
Did that surprise you?
Nah, you've always been a caffeine addict. It's just that what we got here hardly qualifies.
So
I'll
I'm
be the
desperate.
judge of that.
It's your stomach. I'll get you some when we're done talking.
That long?
All right, I'll go now.
Okay.
Don't touch anything while I'm gone.
I won't. I promise. Although I've got a feeling I need to touch something in your coat. Don't mind me. That little sound tells me.
I think I'll just borrow this badge.
Hey, what are you doing with my coat?
Nothing.
Nothing. I thought I saw something crawling on it.
Just drink this.
It's going to be
Thanks.
horrendous. Is he going to drink it? Is he going to drink the coffee, or is he just going to... So is there anything else we want to talk about? Here we go. So, what do you think? Is it awful? Apparently he's not...
Okay, anything else?
Let's see, what else can we talk about? Any
I got those
photographs?
photographs you left for me.
Really? Great. What'd you think?
Astonishingly lifelike.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You got any more ideas for photos for the book?
A cop author photo might be nice.
You and me? Together?
Why not?
Of course, you'll have to try to tone down your masculinity.
Well, okay. I'll call the police photographer.
Wait, what?
Franks, come in here a minute, would you? And bring your camera. I hate to put my coat on. It's so damn hot in here. But a picture's a picture.
He has to put his coat on for a photograph.
What did you need, Detective Mosley?
We need a picture, please. And make it a good one, eh, sweetheart?
Sure, sweetheart.
Why would you use that word?
Say chintzy.
Was
Why
there
would you say
anything
that?
else, Knight?
Hold on a sec while I go check my hair.
Good God,
What are we
Knight.
doing?
Make it fast.
What are we doing exactly? Oh, what's here? We got anything in her
There's
inbox?
nothing of interest.
I think I might have done things the wrong way round here. I've got a feeling
Just get in here.
that there's no reason
Hurry
for me to
up,
go
would
out.
ya?
Just get the photograph.
Okay.
That'll
Thanks,
do.
hon.
Yeah, sure.
Anything else?
Nope.
That's
Great.
you're astonishing.
Don't call me
It's
that in front
astonishing.
of the lady, wise guy. Thank
And
God I can
don't
take
call
this
him that
thing
in
off
front of the
again.
lady.
Damn, it's hot.
Okay, well, why did I want my photograph taken? To get her away from the desk. So there must be something that
Okay. Anything else?
goes on her desk. There must be something on her desk that we're supposed to try and get. He did say about that case file, didn't he? To show me the symbols.
I'm gonna hit the road.
Ciao, baby.
So something tells me that there's more to dealing with her than just that. So let's speak to her about this first. Then we got to
Excuse me,
obviously use
officer?
the photograph
Yes?
option to get her back in that office again.
Can you get a file for me?
What file would that be?
The voodoo murders file. Detective Mosley said I could see it.
Really? Well, if you said so.
Yeah, he said so. Okay. So here's the file. Let's take a look at it.
There it is. You can look at it all you want, but don't leave this area with it, okay? And no photocopies either, I'm afraid.
Of course. I understand.
No
completely.
photocopies. Okay, well let's take a look at them then.
It's the official police file containing the partial patterns from the voodoo murders.
Mm-hmm.
The folder is marked with the warning, not to leave the police station.
Well, that's going to have to change, I'm afraid. That is really going to have to change.
Gabriel opens and reads the police file.
So there we've got the symbols, the 6 different symbols that were found around the bodies. Doesn't look like there's any other pages to be looked at. Just that one, which gives us the symbols that were found around the bodies, as I say. Okay, so there's not much we can do with that right now. So we'll put this back there. Aha, now I get it.
Yeah, thanks.
Now I get it. So now let's go into Mosley's office again. And let's try and get another photograph.
Yeah, yeah.
I did
you
call him a
hot?
wanker, yeah,
Man, I'm
that's interesting. Okay, so let's talk to
Can I ask
Mosley
you about-
again.
You're the writer.
Photographs, there we
I
go.
got the.
So you said.
Let's take.
What for?
I don't think.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't think we did either.
Franks, come
And
back
obviously
in here
what we
with
want
that
to do is
camera.
we're probably going to have to make a copy of the file because there's no
I
point
hate to put my coat on. It's so
taking
damn
it.
hot in here. But a picture's a picture.
Now what, sir?
This clown went.
Of course not. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. We don't need to watch all of that conversation, we
Anything
know how
else,
it went
Knight?
before. Yeah, I need to go and check my hair
Hold on a
again.
sec while I go check my hair.
Good God, Knight. Make it fast.
I will. I'll make it just as fast as I can. Okay, so we're going to take that file now. Yeah, see now that's there. So that's what we had to do. We obviously can't take it with us. but there's a photocopier, so I'm assuming we want to photocopy that file. So let's do that.
Just wanna check this machine here.
Okay, so we've got a photocopy. Excellent, which means we can now put the... Where's that? That voodoo file can now go back in the inbox. And then we've obviously done everything that needs to be done in here. We'll just go in, get our photograph taken, and then leave.
Would you just get in here?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Hurry
So
up,
we'll get
would ya?
the last of the photographs done.
Okay.
Thanks, hun.
Yeah, sure.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Nope.
I've learned enough.
That's
That's all I
about it.
needed to know.
Good. See you, Franks.
Uh-huh.
Thank God I can take this thing off again. Damn, it's hot.
It's hot. It is hot, you're right. It's very, very hot.
Okay.
No, I think that's the extent of the conversation. Oh, we'll ask him about the status
What's
of the
status
case,
on the voodoo murders
I
case?
suppose.
It's going. I can't seem to make any progress, though. Sluggish damn case.
Very slow, very sluggish. I suppose that's kind of to be expected when you've got absolutely no idea about anything.
What's the status on the voodoo
Is
murders?
this just going to say the same thing
I
again?
told you. It's going for shit.
Okay, he's not going to tell us anything more than that, so it's time for us to go. We need to find out really
I'm gonna
about
hit the
this,
button.
Ciao, baby.
about these symbols, don't we? I mean, I don't know where. Maybe, I mean, symbols and drawing. I suppose if there was somebody. Well, that place where we had where the mine got chased away, maybe. Because a lot of musicians and what arty sort of people stay around there. Let's find out. I think that's what we need to do. Don't know. Let's go up here. Okay, so we've got band playing. Let the Saints go marching in, of course.
Oh, hey! Oh, come
Oh,
back here.
what's this?
Hey!
Guy chasing a piece of paper.
Oh, unbelievable. Rotten luck.
Okay. So what's that guy doing up there? Okay, what's this? He's an art. Oh yeah. He's an artist. Let's talk to him. If he'll talk to me.
Those drawing tools are amazing.
Are they?
Yeah, they're great for laying lines, angles, circles, you know, anything geometric. It's pretty meticulous, but I prefer it to freehand.
So he's
Can you
using
draw
tools to
anything
draw.
with those tools?
They're great for ordered, complex forms and patterns, but they won't help me do Monet.
Well, obviously not, but yeah.
How's it going?
Life sucks. I just lost 2 days worth of work.
He lost 2 days worth of work.
What are you working on now?
Just starting
is his
another
work?
drawing of the cathedral.
Oh, okay. So really... Oh, hang on. Can I show him those symbols? I wonder. I'd be interested to know what he thinks of them.
Say, do you think there's anything you can do with these patterns?
I'm a student. I don't take commissions.
Oh, sorry.
So he's not interested in helping me. But maybe if I could get back his... Okay, look, there's a sketch there. Now, I'm guessing we can't reach that. I'm guessing... doesn't feel like... Can he reach that far?
Gabriel can't reach the drawing from where he is.
It seems like he just didn't get close enough to me. Maybe that's just my opinion, but it seems like he probably could have got closer if he'd wanted to. Well, what else is there? We've got a tap dancer.
A small boy is
A
tap
small
dancing
boy.
enthusiastically for a doobie dog vendor. The vendor ignores him.
Oh, why would he be doing that? Do you think he's wanting a hot dog? I think he's wanting a hot dog. I think that he can maybe...
You dance pretty well for a kid.
Give me some money then.
I don't have any.
Give you
They
some
don't
money
want
then.
You, mister.
Do you do requests?
Got any money?
Nope.
Something to eat?
No.
There you have it. No.
So he doesn't do requests for people that don't give him money.
Can you fit through the bars around the statue?
Got any money?
Nope.
There you have it. No.
Oh, so he's not going to help me until I can get him
Can't
anything.
think of it.
Okay then.
But he wants food or money. And here's a hot dog vendor, so I suppose
Could I
let's...
get a doobie dog, please?
Not now. I'm busy.
An unambitious person in the 90s. Amazing.
He's not ambitious, he doesn't want to sell a hot dog. Do you think there's anything he would want? I'm just trying to see if I've got anything that I don't really think I need. With this? With this, I think we
I
can...
have this gift certificate.
I'm busy.
It's good for $20 at St. George's Books.
Oh, he's going to try and sell $20 worth of books.
Really? I'll have to check it out sometime.
You could take this gift certificate with you. If you'll give me a doobie dog.
A doobie dog for a $20 gift certificate? Sure.
Whoop.
Here you go.
He thinks I'm an idiot now, but yeah, it's fine. So I've got a hot dog for you, kid. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I like the idea of middle-aged men giving kids their hot dog. That's all I'm gonna say.
You wouldn't like a doobie dog back
Draw your
then.
own conclusions there. They probably taste like crap, but yeah, he wants one.
Thanks, mister. You got any special requests? Let me know.
Okay, I have actually got a special request, which is get that sketch out from behind there.
You mentioned something about...
Yeah, you got one?
I do.
Can you fit through the bars around the statue?
Can I? Just watch me.
Good. There's something in there I can't quite reach.
Awesome. So I'll be able to fetch his sketch back.
Can you reach that piece of paper?
Sure thing.
Well, see, now, does he have longer arms than you?
Here you go.
Thanks, kid.
Yup. See ya.
Because he just did exactly the same thing that I just tried to do. Only he was successful and he's smaller than him. Well, okay, let's go give this guy his... Oh, no, wait. Let's go give this guy his sketch back.
Stupid wind. Now I have to
This
start
belongs to
all
you,
over.
doesn't it?
My drawing. How'd you get it?
Oh, it
Trade
was a bit
secret.
of a squeeze, but I hate to see you lose your work. I lost my only copy of a manuscript once.
Well, you saved my butt. Let me know if I can ever do the same for you, hey?
Yeah, you can. By looking at that, I reckon.
Is there any way you can reconstruct the whole pattern from this partial?
Okie dokie. Well, I might be able to reconstruct the pattern if I had more data. But this is just one small area of it.
Okay, well, I've got...
What is this from, anyway?
You'd never believe me.
I'll see what I can do.
So if I give him the other part, then presumably that'll help him.
I have some more of those patterns.
Yeah, there
Really?
you go.
Let's see. Yeah, these are great. I think there's enough overlap now.
Okay.
I'll give it my best shot. I'll show you what I come up with tomorrow.
Great. I appreciate
So we have to wait a day to find out if he can recreate everything. In the meantime, we've now got a police badge. which should allow us to now get into that house that we were trying to get into before. I think we're going to be in some pretty serious trouble for taking the police badge, but... let's see. Let's see if we can get into her house or not. Seems like we should be able to now that we at least appear externally to be there on official business. So, okay. We'll try again. This time we've got a police badge. Is he not going to ask the question, why didn't you have your badge with you last time?
May I help you?
Yes, you can.
My name is
I'm a
Detective
police
Mosley.
officer and I'm here on
here
official
police
business.
Really? How interesting. Wait here. I'll inform Miss Getty.
But she's going to know he's not Mosley. She just spoke to Mosley like at the other crime scene. Isn't she? She's going to know.
Right this way.
Sure thing. So we want to ask her about
Miss Getty will be down.
the kind of voodoo thing. Well, no, she's got that kind of statue on the left there, which looks moderately voodoo related. So maybe she does have an interest in voodoo. Guess we just have to wait for her to make her way here to grace us with her presence. Is she gonna arrive anytime? Oh, here she is.
What can I do for you, Detective?
I'm not sure. Let's discuss things. Maybe she could know.
Mind if I ask you a few questions, Miss Getty?
I assume that's what you're here for, Detective.
It certainly is. She's got an awful lot of pictures of herself hanging around the place.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? Why would you want to know about that, Detective? It's rather silly, isn't
Interestingly, you know, okay,
Nothing
she's a
silly about
fairly
the voodoo
attractive
murders.
character, but I don't think
it?
she's
But
like
that voodoo is
more
fake.
so than
That's what I've read in
anyone
the
else
papers.
necessarily.
That's what the papers say, all right.
But you're not convinced.
No, frankly, I'm not. The police department isn't known for its imagination.
Hmm.
Oh, well, I can see that your imagination is considerable.
Well, isn't.
Tell me about your life in New Orleans.
The Getty family came to New Orleans in 1800.
Okay, so
We
they're...
worked very hard to get where we are.
She's from money,
On the other hand, we've done a lot for this community.
but she does a lot for the
Believe that.
community.
You're doing a lot for me right now.
It's not always totally, you know...
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I believe it's some sort of local
So she's not
holiday,
interested in St. John's
but I don't
Eve.
know much about
Even as a younger person, I feel like I don't want
What do you know
to
about Marie Laveau?
go into too
I've
much
heard of her, of
depth.
course, but that's about it.
I'm worried that she might wonder what the hell I'm talking to her about.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
But we need to ask her about the murders.
Murders?
As soon as she
Only what
was
I read
in
in
the
the
area of one.
And what do you read in the papers?
I'm sure you know much more about it than I, Detective.
I'm just asking you some
Do
questions.
you know anything about snakes?
I'm no expert. I don't fear them
She's
like
not
most
scared of
people do.
snakes. That's an interesting point. She's not afraid of the snakes.
Do you have any idea what Cabri Saint-Caux means?
No, I don't.
Seems
What
unlikely that
does
she
it
would know
mean,
what it means.
Detective?
I would have thought
That's confidential information.
she would know other languages.
Can you tell me anything about what happened out at the lake?
The
I
lake.
wish I could. But I've never seen or heard anything unusual.
She spends a
at the
lot of time at the lake,
lake. And I
guys.
do spend quite a bit of time out
You know,
there.
it's interesting. Because she does seem a little evasive to me.
Tell me about yourself.
I suppose I don't really have a choice. What do you want to know, Detective?
What kind of things interest you?
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of free time. but I do
Arts,
appreciate
opera,
the
symphony, ballet, and
Opera,
fine art.
symphony, ballet, fine art. If you look around, you'll see that we collect African art, for example.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very beautiful.
It is, Detective. It means a great
African
deal to me.
art, which of course ties into some voodoo-based art as well.
A career? Being the head of the Getty
To
family
some extent.
is a 24-hour day job. We
Doesn't
have
really-
many holdings and many responsibilities, financial and otherwise. The management of our business affairs and properties leaves me with time for little else.
So she doesn't do
Poor
much.
little rich girl.
Believe it or not, Detective, wealth does have its price.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell me about your family.
The Gettys? We're a very private
Very
family.
private family.
How many people are there in your family?
Well, my mother just passed away.
Oh.
Oh, I am sorry.
So am I. She was a magnificent woman. We were very close.
She was an only child,
I was an
so
only
then there's just her and her father, I
And
take it.
father?
I never knew him.
It's hard to
Oh.
believe that any man would leave a woman like you, or like your mother must have.
Well, I'm going to assume
He did not leave, Detective. But that's really
didn't
none of your
leave.
concern.
I'm sorry. Go on.
There are, of course, other Gettys in the city. I have a large extended
but she's the
family.
one that's in charge of
I see.
everything. Hmm.
Do you have a husband, boyfriend?
I'm very independent, Detective. The women in my family have
Yeah.
always preferred it that way.
There might
So
be
you've
some
never
kind
been
of
married.
ritualistic
And I never will be.
What about children?
thing to her family.
Yes, that is likely.
So she's not.
Someday.
So she doesn't want to be married, but she does want to have children.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
As you wish, Detective.
Excuse me, but your eyes are really
Oh,
distracting.
you're
I
not
don't
gonna.
think I've ever seen a color quite like that brownish.
You're not
gold.
gonna. You're not gonna get her with this.
Man, if I could bottle that, I'd make a fortune.
Thank you, Detective. That's an interesting observation, though probably not relevant.
You're
to your
probably
case.
right.
A good detective never knows what might be relevant, Miss Getty.
Then you must be truly exceptional at your job.
I can't help.
Looks like we can
noticing
do this
that
one more
you're in
time.
Incredible shape.
He's. This
Your
is
lens
just.
is so
Why
sharp.
is he?
Do you work out at one of the clubs by the lake?
Why is he
Well,
doing that?
Detective, I do enjoy physical activity.
Hmm.
Oh, me too.
There's something about
Actually,
her
I
that
was
just doesn't
referring to
add up,
swimming
you
and
know.
modern dance. I can't say that I do much exercise.
This whole thing
in the
about
lake, though.
Ah,
her not knowing her father
It was
because
worth
he was
asking.
never there, but he didn't leave,
I think this has gone on long enough. You're
and
not really a
her father's
detective, are
not
you?
who, me?
of her family
Hang
line,
on
if you
this
like.
case, Miss Getty.
I saw you at the lake yesterday.
But
I
it
thought you
appears
must
that
be
it's a
with the
common
police since you were
practice.
there, but you don't act like a police officer. Besides, I'm rather certain that the other man said his name was
Oh yeah, he's my
Moses.
brother.
All right, you caught me. I'm not with the police. My name is Gabriel Knight. I'm a writer working with Detective Mosley on a book.
Well, Mr. Knight, now that we've established who you are,
Well, I don't know if
perhaps
you
you
want
can
to
tell me
know the real reason he's
you're
here.
here.
Well, I am researching the book, and I thought you might have seen or heard something at the lake.
I don't like liars.
Well, I'm not
Mr.
technically
Knight.
lying. That is.
Okay, you're right. I really just wanted to see you again. You can be mad at me if you want, but I swear I've never done anything like this before.
Mr. Knight, you've lied about your identity and wasted my time with meaningless questions. If it weren't
Yeah, please don't
really
call the real
flattering,
police, because if you
I'd
do,
really be
they're going to want
angry.
to know why I've got
You're
Detective
lucky I don't
Mosley's
call the
badge,
real police.
and he's going to be in serious trouble.
I think you should go, Mr. Knight.
I think
Molly,
you're probably
wait.
right.
If you just give me a chance.
I've wasted enough time. I'll have Robert show you out.
But it was vaguely flattering.
Show Mr. Knight out, please.
Yeah.
I most certainly will.
Does he get to be
Thank
like
you very
thrown,
much. I had a
booted
lovely
through the air? Yeah, that wasn't the most sensible of ways to do things. Well, let's go. to the map. Let's go back home. So I think we've probably reached the extent of what we can do today. Back to St. George's Books.
Hello, beautiful. It's me.
The excitement of seeing you is killing me.
I'm sure she's interested. Okay, let's talk to her. Because she can do research for us every night. I feel like we want to find out. We want to find out about that weird old woman. Do you know what that means first?
Idea what Capri Sanko means?
No. Sounds French though.
Okay. We want to do some research.
For me.
Sure, what?
I'm interested because that guy wouldn't tell me about that old woman. She could look her up.
Look up a Madame Casino.
Madame Casino? Is she related to the murders the same way your friend Molly?
No, she's an old lady.
Grace, Casino's at least 70.
As if that makes a difference to you.
Of course it does.
Okay, I'll see what I can find. Well, it's about closing time.
So it is. Good night, Grace.
Closing time.
Good night, Gabriel. And try not to dream, okay?
Try not to dream. Do we have that same dream again? Because he always has the same dream every night. Well, as we flip over to the next day, does he have this dream? Or are we gonna avoid the dream this time? I guess it's fine. Yeah, no, so Gabriel's dream happens every night. So this is like a witch burning or something? And he's crying. Then this woman who's being burned as a witch, like animal stuff, blood goes on the dagger turns to snakes. Snakes in her hair. And then we got Gabriel's bookstore and a snake choking him. And now he's hanging. Is that him hanging, or... I don't know. And it's the next day, I guess. Day 3. What's the little footnote for day 3, I wonder? Drawn to the halls of learning, I sought there to conspire, but it was in the city of the dead that I found my heart's desire. Not sure what relevance that has. We've got a newspaper. There's our newspaper. And here we are, the lights are on. Grace is in. Which means Gabriel will be waking up.
I'm so glad you could join us today. I've got messages when you want them.
Messages? Okay.
I also checked out Casino. There are multiple listings in the white pages. I got the page, but you'll have to figure out the right one.
I'll have to figure out the right one. Okay, well, what about your...
Now, are you gonna tell me what happened yesterday with Molly Aghetti, or is it just too embarrassing? Don't tell me you actually got to see her.
All the stars out tonight.
Gabriel, you don't seriously think she's interested?
No, we know she isn't.
Man in the city, you know, men with bank accounts.
You underestimate the...
Yeah, I don't think that's what she's interested in, to be honest.
When Daddy married Mom,
she's got so much more money. But let's be honest, she doesn't need to worry about other people's money, does she?
I think you should be careful.
Meow, Grace.
I'm serious.
I don't think that's the thing she'd be interested in anyway.
I have a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach about this.
It's called jealousy, my dear. And you're right, you should be jealous of Molly Aghetti. As should everyone on this planet.
I think that's part of her...
Never mind. I'll just fix these books.
Intent.
Your life is in your own slippery little hands.
I get that feeling, you know.
It is to get it into somebody
But that's part of how she operates. By making herself seem more attractive than maybe she really is as a person. Right, so let's ask about all these. She says we've got messages.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
So tell me about the messages.
Do you have messages for me?
Your pal Mosley called. He left a message that they are
Interrogating a suspect.
this morning.
Might want to be there.
You might want to be there.
Sounds fun.
I might.
I bet.
Any more
Do you
messages?
have messages for me?
I've given everything to you.
So that was it. That was the only message.
You know anything
Tell me about Marie Laveau.
Wasn't she a big voodoo queen before the Civil War?
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, you've just heard everything I know about her.
Okay. What about St. John's Eve?
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve? Never heard of it. Must be a local custom. New Orleanians love to party.
Okay, that's not actually much use to me at all. But she has given me contact numbers. And I think the phone... We want to try and find out who this person is, so I'm sure I saw a telephone in here, didn't I? Somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. There's the phone. So let's use that and see if we can work out who Casino is. In fact... Oops, no, that's not right. I think we might need to use... Because I can't see a list of numbers or anything like that, but maybe I can... Yeah, if I use that on the phone, then it'll give me the numbers, hopefully. Oh yeah, there we go, we got some numbers. Okay, so we've got a lot of numbers here that we need to call. Casino, we've got four numbers here for Casino, so let's try 5550127. How do I dial? Oh yeah, the button that says dial, I guess.
Hello.
Is this the Casino resident?
Yes. What can I do for you?
Do you or does anyone in your family patronize the Dixieland drugstore?
I'm a busy man. What are you selling?
Nothing.
Good. Goodbye.
Okay. He wasn't much help. I don't know if that means he's anything to do with it or not, but I guess we'll try the next one. 5550122. Until we can find this old lady.
Hi, Casino residents.
Hi. I was wondering if you could help me.
Yeah?
A woman in the Dixieland drugstore dropped her purse today, and the name Casino was inside it.
Dixieland drugstore? Never heard of it. Sorry.
Okay, so they don't know about the Dixieland drugstore. But the next one, 5550128. Let's see. Let's try.
Hello?
Hello, I'm calling from the Dixieland drugstore. We have an order for you.
Castro, be quiet. Who is this?
I'm a friend of the owner.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
That potentially, that sounds like that was probably her. We'll try the last one just to exhaust all the options, but I think that might be her.
Casino residents, may I help you?
Hi, you've won a customer raffle at the Dixieland drugstore.
No soliciting, please.
Okay, that's not them. Okay, so how would we get... Oh, hang on. If I phone... that vet...
Cajun Critters Animal Clinic. This is Melissa.
Yeah, look,
Do
Madame
you have
Casino.
Madame Casino as a client?
Madam Casino? Sure, I know her. She's not here right now, though.
Really? She told me she'd be there. Would you happen to have her address by any chance?
Yes, but I'm not sure I should give it out. Who are you again?
Okay,
I'm worried about Castro. He's missed 3 dance lessons.
Castro? so sweet.
Oh, there we go.
I guess if you know Castro, it's okay. Her address is 345 Dauphine.
Thanks.
345 Dauphine. So we did get the phone number, the address should I say, through slightly crooked means. Okay, but we've got that. That was what we needed to do with her. So we're gonna go find out who this. We're gonna go find out who this suspect is first, though, that the police have. Considering yesterday they were saying there was not much they knew. Now suddenly they know everything.
See you later.
See ya.
He thinks he's got a suspect, so I'm interested. Oh, there's the Casino resident. We're not gonna go there yet. We'll go to the police station. Because Mosley seemed interested in us meeting this suspect that they have. So let's go in and see. Also, Mosley doesn't have his Wait a minute. Mosley doesn't have his badge. I wonder if that's a problem. Hey, what's that?
A drummer has decided to sit
Yeah, I thought I saw
outside
him.
the police station.
That's weird. That drummer who was there at the museum, I'm assuming it's the same drummer, is now at the police station. Okay. Well, let's go through here and speak to Mosley then. As he says he has a suspect that he thinks I'd be interested to see. Don't know if that's true. Only one way to find out, I guess.
You! Give me back my badge! Now, Knight!
Sure. Thanks for letting me borrow it.
Letting you borrow it.
You borrow it again in your history. Now, about today. Glad you made it. It'll give you a feel for how I am in action. You know, handling suspects.
A feel for how he is in
I'm
action.
sure it'll be invigorating.
I'm sure that's
this guy
exciting.
anyway?
Calls himself Crash. He's been an informant for us
Crash?
before, mostly helping us bust small-time pimps and dealers trying to break into the territory. He's been staying invisible during these murders, but we picked him up this morning at Jackson Square pushing coke. He knows something. Call it detective's instinct.
The detective's instinct.
Got it.
So he knows something, apparently. So let's see what he does.
All right, Crash. I want to hear
Let's
about
see what he
these
learns
murders.
from Crash.
Have you been present at the so-called voodoo rituals?
I don't know nothing. Alright, I told you.
Come on now.
He knows
You
nothing.
can tell me. Do you know anyone who's been to these rituals?
He knows absolutely
I can't say
nothing.
nothing. You gotta let me go.
Relax. No
That's
one
what he
knows you're here.
says.
The men who picked you up were in plain clothes.
Plain clothes. Like you could fool them. They know I'm here. They've got ears all over the
They've
city.
got ears all over the city,
know
well, like
everything.
corn.
Who are they, Crash? Are they the ones doing the
Who are
murders?
they, Crash?
Let me go.
If you're so worried about being detained, start talking. You tell me what
He's
I
worried
want to
about being
hear,
detained.
and maybe I can get you into the witness protection program.
Get him into witness
You gotta
protection.
earn
I
it.
don't
Witness
know
protection?
how that's going
Are
to
you
work.
crazy? Oh, don't make
I'm
me
interested
laugh.
to know why that drummer's out there.
Just let me out of here.
Oh, come on. Who's behind these murders, Crash?
When they've got a
Why are
suspect
the
that they
victims
think
all members of
is
the
close
underworld?
to what's going on.
By now they know I'm here. It's different when I'm supposed to come here. Oh, if I can send a message. Yeah. Tell him I didn't say nothing.
Christ, it's freaking useless. Just take him back to detaining, would you,
So he's
Tony?
obviously not going to be any use. And they can only hold him for 24 hours. Well, that's exciting.
Times like this, I'd kill for truth serum. Damn civil rights.
Can I quote you on that?
Huh? Hell no. Damn. We can only
Yeah,
keep him for
you can only keep him for 24 hours if you don't have
Tomorrow
any
morning, I'm gonna have to let him go.
actual
Sorry, it wasn't
link
more
to any
exciting.
criminal
For the book, I mean. Hey, maybe you could punch
situation.
it up some. You know, what do they call that? Fiction. That's it.
It
Yeah, that's
certainly
what a
is.
story is.
I'll see what I can do.
That's a story of fiction. Well, that was a completely useless situation. Hey, come and see this guy that we're going to interview.
I'll let you get back to it.
Later, Knight.
Let's go and find out about this pattern that this artist drew up for us. I feel like that's also a useful thing. So yeah, let's go find that artist. The drummer's still there. Go and find that artist. See if you manage to reconstruct these images. And if there's anything interesting about them. If it looks complete or incomplete or... Is he still there? Yeah, there he is. There's our artist friend. Let's see if he managed to get anything done for me.
How's it going today?
What? Oh, it's only you. Man, I have been jumpy all day. That pattern of yours really freaked me out for some
That creeped him
reason.
out.
There's just something creepy.
You finished it?
Yeah, and you're welcome to it. Here.
Wow. This is great.
Uh-huh. Yeah, just don't, like, blow up the planet with it or something, okay?
Blow up the planet with a drawing.
Ah, forget it. I'm probably just being stupid. Do your thing with it, and...
No, you're probably not,
good
to be
luck.
honest. You're probably not being stupid. With the way things are going in this game, you're probably not being stupid. Right, let's take a look at this.
The reconstructed Veve was done for Gabriel by a
I don't
technical artist.
understand why that would be... Why that would freak someone out. Okay, so... Does it look like there could be anything else to add to that? Well, I don't know, do I suppose? Okay, well let's go this way and take a wander. Oh, what's that? That's new. Madame Lorelei. Oh. See what she's got to do with anything.
Madame Lorelei, is it?
What can I do for you, handsome?
Well, I'm not too sure.
That's a nice snake you have there.
Oh, I could say the same of you.
Well, I know
Wait,
where
what?
I got mine. Where'd you
Really?
get yours?
That's personal.
That's personal. Can you
I'd
tell me
really
something
like to
about
know
your
more
snake?
about
Is
that
he
snake.
a good snake?
Sorry, sweetie, but I don't discuss Elvis with anyone.
But he's called Elvis. Hmm.
Nothing.
Well, then move aside, sweetie, but
Stay here where she can look at me. Okay, so what's going on? Is there much happening here? Oh. What's she doing? She's getting up.
come on, boys, hoopla!
She's like belly dancing.
I'm looking.
Gabriel leers at the dancer.
Thanks,
But
boys.
she seems to want a more overt demonstration of his appreciation.
She wants a more overt demonstration. What? She wants a more overt demonstration?
Madame Lorelei seems less approachable.
Okay. She's less approachable behind the booth. Well, that's interesting. I mean, what else does she want me to do? Does she want me to, like, grab her while she's dancing? What? Is she gonna dance again? Or was that my only opportunity? I don't... Let's talk to her briefly.
Madame Lorelei, is it?
What can I do for you, handsome?
Nothing. It seemed like...
Well, then move aside, sweetie, but
Stay where I can look at you. It seemed like I had to do that before she actually did that. So let's walk round here. See if she does it again. No. Oh no, there we go. So maybe it's the old hand icon. Let's try that.
Not a bad idea.
Oh, he's gonna go over and put his hands on her. Unbidden.
Baby, I
Wow.
love the way you move.
Madame Lorelei winks knowingly at Gabriel and twitches her hips.
Yep, She wants me.
That's an interesting idea. And she just dropped that on the ground and then walked away. So why do I want that? Let's pick it up and take a closer look at it, I guess. Yeah, apparently it was something we needed because we got
examines the veil with the magnifying
a score for
The
it.
fortune teller's veil is studded with sequins.
Okay.
The sequins look a little strange. Why, it's a snake scale.
So she's got a snake scale on her veil. Where's the snake scale? Oh, there. Yeah, it was a different shape from the other ones,
Gabriel
wasn't it?
carefully uses the tweezers to remove
The
the
last time I
snake
did
scale
that, I
from
had
the
to actually
veil.
find the tweezers. But this time I just had to take it. Well, that's interesting. Okay. So let's give her the veil back. We don't need the veil, we just needed the scale. Let's give her veil back. You dropped
I think
this.
this veil belongs to you.
Oh, my veil! I'm always losing those things.
She's always losing those things. She put it down softly on the ground in front of him and then walked away. I'm not entirely sure that was accidental.
Delicates and so handsome as well.
Well,
And since you have such a clear interest in fortune telling, let me see your hands. They look so strong. Perhaps they will make both our fortunes clear, no?
Maybe.
I wish something would.
Okay.
Strong, yes, and yet so delicate and flexible.
Something tells me that's not really got anything to do with
Oh, good.
his
I see a
fortune.
mysterious woman in your immediate future.
Yeah,
And Lorelei winks at Gabriel knowingly.
if you say so.
She is a dangerous one, dark and beautiful. Oh, I see the road of your life forking.
The
and
road of his life gonna
very
fork
soon.
very soon.
The blood drains from Madame
Okay.
Lorelei's face in an instant. Sweat beads on her upper lip.
What does that mean?
Are you okay?
There are forces. Oh,
Oh.
God.
A
Beware.
weird voice from her now.
Beware.
Beware, beware,
What is it about me lately?
beware. It's a bit weird, isn't it? So what did we get? We got a scale. We've got another scale. Can we compare these to each other, maybe?
The iridescent scale is hued olive green.
So they're different
It doesn't seem
scales.
to match
I mean,
the
I knew
scale
that
from
because
Lake
they're different
Ponte
colours, but they're different scales. Okay, how does that help me? I'm not so sure. Okay, well let's get out of here. And see if there are any new places we can go. I don't want to go and visit that old lady yet. I just feel like that might be a little early. Let's take a look at the external map first. Anything of interest here? No, nothing of interest really. Just think if there's anything else I can do. Well, let's go back to there. I just realised something I didn't do, and which I do every morning in the game.
I knew you'd miss me, so I...
We didn't read the newspaper. Did we? We didn't read the morning newspaper, and that sometimes leads us to some interesting things. Well, some other things at least.
Times dated June 20th, 1993. Gabriel scans over an uninteresting front page. Under the cultural event section, there's a notice about a lecture
Okay.
on African religions. The lecturers
African
at
religions.
Tulane University. Gabriel's horoscope for the day.
An evil eye is upon me.
Change your course.
Yeah, it's because he drew what's her name, Geddy's attention to him, isn't it? Okay. Well, looks like that Tulane University though is somewhere that we needed to go. So I guess we'll take a look at that.
I'm going out.
Yeah, she's not bothered. Yeah. I don't think she's concerned. So yeah, so Tulane University, apparently there's something going on.
It looks like the lecture is just starting.
Ooh, just in time. Let's see what it's about.
Voodoo is the tribal religion of Africa, but the name voodoo is actually a banner heading, under which resides an entire body of distinct tribal belief systems. The word voodoo may sound familiar to you. What is known in the States as voodoo is actually an amalgamation of African religious systems, voodoo, and European religions, primarily Catholicism. All of the subcults of African voodoo have certain things in common. The most important is the worship of a pantheon of spirits, instead of the single deity that the Christian and Muslim systems have.
Yeah, okay, so they have spirits. Well, surely how do they reconcile that with their Catholicism?
Spirit worship is what makes voodoo so easily adaptable. With all these spirits, it's no problem to add a few more. Say, for example, the Virgin Mary.
Okay.
At the height of tribal Africa, warfare was common. One tribe would conquer another, and the Loa, important in the conqueror's tribal system, would be adopted readily into the conquered tribe's Loa pantheon. In this way, many of the voodoo
Oh, keep the people together, wouldn't it? By not destroying their gods.
The belief system and causing innumerable offshoots. The basis for the voodoo religion seems to be as old as man himself. It has much in common with many early pagan practices. Animal totems, sympathetic magic, elemental spirits in the trees, the heavens, the bodies of the sick. Africa is believed by many to be the cradle of the human race. Some of the voodoo Loa may
would certainly seem that way, based on
itself. We still can't explain some
various
of the real power
evidence.
of these primal religions. And note, I said primal, not primitive. There are African Bokors who baffle our scientists with their supernatural powers.
Obviously, there is some element
let's
of
discuss the elements of voodoo.
not entirely
Fascinating guy.
In voodoo,
true stuff.
the spirits
Oh well,
are
that's
called
what I mean.
the Loa. During a voodoo ceremony, celebrants are possessed by the Loa. This is called
Loa,
being
yeah.
ridden. The human worshipper is seen as a horse, and the Loa.
This is where the whole Haitian zombie thing came about, isn't it?
And becomes, in effect, merely a vessel for the more powerful
Yeah,
entity.
that's essentially the voodoo zombie, if you like.
Include Dambala, the great serpent god.
The most obvious one, and Erzuli are the two most.
Or Gede, the lord of death.
Geddy,
The spirit of water. Legba,
the Lord of
spirit
Death.
of the crossroads.
Mm.
And the cruelest and most dangerous, Ogun Badagri, the lord of destruction.
I'm interested in Geddy.
Tribe-specific Loa
That's
can have as
interesting.
much or more power as the
Very
more widely
interesting.
worshipped Loa. For instance, a particular
Part of
tribe
that
might revere
little
highly the
lecture.
Loa of an ancestor who was a legendary hunter or politician. Voodoo temples are called hound forts. Their priests, Houngan or Bokors, their priestesses, Mamaloa. In a voodoo hound fort, there's a ritual circle marked by a center pole called a Hoto-Metan. During ritual
Hoto-Metan.
conclaves, initiates dance under the supervision of a Bokor and a Mamaloa, or head priestess.
Well, that's
The use
interesting.
of totems or animal masks and markings was not uncommon in the original African ceremonies.
So
Now, though, all but the oldest sects have abandoned this practice.
Mm.
Ritual objects used during the conclaves
that's
included the
interesting.
ritual gourd, or
So the idea
saw,
about
the ritual knife,
them being fake voodoo might not be the case.
the ritual whip, or fouetcache, and the ritual coffin, or Sekhe
Ah,
Madara.
there's that tiny
These
coffin.
items are often optional, called for by the Mama Loa for specific magical rituals. The Mama Loa is the most powerful figure in any voodoo
And it's
sect.
matriarchal.
Voodoo is a truly
Which is what makes it
matriarchal
interesting that the Geddy family, the mother and daughter,
The Mama Loa is the supreme woman.
you know,
She
they don't need the father around.
many things and tries to get
I mean,
butterflies
a matriarchal system might be like that, you know, where they feel that the, I guess, a male would be used for the purpose of procreation, and if she's like the queen of the kind of voodoo people in the area, maybe, I mean, I don't know, then
It's not mine. Too small.
yeah, I get a feeling I might have an idea where this story's going.
No! Let me out! Help!
Young man,
So now-
the lecture is over.
Oh,
Oh my god.
kind of nightmare in the middle of the middle of his lecture. Well, maybe he can tell me some things directly.
Are you a student?
No. My name is Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Well, you've already interrupted and slept through my lecture, Mr. Knight. I hope you have something worthwhile to do here. If you figure it out, let me know.
I do actually. I'd be interested to know about your various opinions about voodoo.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
You already sat through my lecture on the subject, Mr. Knight. Perhaps next time you could stay
Perhaps,
awake and learn
yeah.
something.
In the meantime, why don't you tell me about some other stuff?
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
I've read about them in the papers. I must admit to some interest.
Some
But
interest.
according to the newspapers, the voodoo aspect is faked, so I haven't
Well,
really pursued
you see, but
You know how America
with what he said, I'm not entirely sure it is fake.
I'm sure there are many so-called practitioners out there that have no idea what they're doing or the power they're playing with.
Whether there is any
What can you
power
tell me
that's
about
actually
New Orleans?
up for
I find it interesting to see the occasional
up for debate,
fragment
isn't
of
it?
voodoo
But
practices in the everyday culture of New Orleans.
What else can you tell me about New Orleans?
The Catholic Church has always dominated in New Orleans, and its imagery, in turn, has dominated New Orleans voodoo.
is that everything? No.
What else can you tell me?
Maybe he could
about
tell me something
New
else. Usually the option grays
If
out.
you wish to know, perhaps you should read my books.
Perhaps. I might even sell them. You never know.
Do you know anything about snakes?
I'm not a zoologist, Mr. Knight, but I know all I care to about reptiles.
What can you tell me about St. John?
Yeah, seems like he might be able to tell me
It's
about.
June 23rd, the feast day of St. John the Baptist. But June 23rd has been a sacred day since the earliest times.
Well, since June 23rd was a date,
Worshippers used
presumably.
to roll a flaming wheel down a hill to celebrate the sun's descent on that day.
Oh, we're talking about the solstice then.
Do you know what Capri Sanko
He
means?
certainly does.
Capri Sancour? Yes, I do. It's a Haitian term, I believe. It's French, and literally translates as goat without horns.
Yeah.
As in a female goat?
No, as in a human sacrifice. Sacrifices in voodoo are usually of the animal variety. Chickens, bulls,
Yeah.
goats. If the gods demand a goat without horns...
Oh, there we go. See, as I said earlier. Well, as I searched for earlier, you know.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Of course he does.
While I find the colloquial bastardizations of voodoo somewhat interesting, from a sheerly intellectual point of view, there's not a lot of relation between people like Laveau and true voodoo practices.
Okay.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
As I said in my lecture, which I assume you actually listened to, is that animal masks, totems, are used extensively in most African voodoo religions.
Animal masks. That would explain the leopard fur, wouldn't it?
Do you know anything about veves?
If you'd taken notes during my lecture, you wouldn't have to ask.
Well, I might have one to show you.
Tell me about Damballa.
I'm not sure it's Damballa we need to be worried about here.
Rada Loa, also known as Damballa Wado. He is an ancient Dahomian
Rain god.
Often represented
Who's
as
a boa constrictor, but there are snake scales.
Damballa is the most powerful and most violent of the Rada Loa.
Powerful and violent.
The Rada Loa are typically benevolent, as opposed, say, to the Patro Loa. He is still worshipped heavily in Haiti.
Heavily worshipped in Haiti.
When first started in New Orleans, the
early conclaves were
based on the worship of the great Zan,
Damballa
the
worshippers.
great serpent Damballa.
They're Damballa worshippers.
Tell me more about Damballa.
I have extensive courses in the Loa running next semester. Perhaps you should.
Yeah, I don't really have time to take those next semester right now when we're trying to sort out a crime.
Ogun Badagri is one of the Patrol Loa.
So he's one of the much more dangerous ones.
Some people believe
So I didn't ask about the Geddy one.
But I have found some evidence that the Patrol Loa were African as well, though worshipped only by a small voodoo tribe, and a very bloody one.
Okay, anything
Tell
else?
me more about Ogun.
Again, he's going to tell me to take these classes, isn't he?
Chief Nasty, Mr. Knight. He is the
Spirit of war and destruction. Okay,
Tell me more about human sacrifice.
yeah, how often does that
It's
happen?
very rare. Most voodoo practices do not include human sacrifice as a matter of record, but it is theoretically possible, if that's what the gods demand. For example, one of the chants I had translated for me from a Haitian ritual went like this. Mistress Ezuli, come and aid us. If a cock is demanded, we will give it.
Okay, settle down.
If a bull will suffice, behold it. But if a goat without horns is required for sacrifice, oh, where will we find one? Ezuli is the gentlest of
The gentlest of the
so
Loa.
they call on her for mercy. But I have seen grown and powerful Houngan tremble before possession by one of the more violent Loa, such as Papa Nebo.
Okay, that's
They are
interesting.
afraid that something of the sort will be ordered.
Because they don't want, yeah, they'd rather not kill people if they can help it, unless they're on the darker end of things. Well, okay. How about, what do you think of this thing that I got? That's the reconstructed Veve. Let's show it to him.
Can you tell me anything about this?
Wow. Interesting.
It's an interesting
Very
one.
Interesting. Mind if I copy this?
Be my guest.
Great. I'll be
It's no longer police evidence because I've reconstructed it into something else.
Here you go. You know, this is a fascinating Veve. You must tell me all about its origin.
Sure.
Actually, I was hoping you'd tell me. Can you figure out anything about it from the symbols?
Yeah.
Some. That's why I wanted a copy. I want
Yeah,
to
he wants to
research
obviously
the
find
design
out more
myself.
information about it
Have you
first.
heard of the voodoo murders?
No, you're kidding. Really? Then the voodoo is authentic.
Oh.
The newspapers are wrong. Boy, are
So
they
it is
wrong.
authentic
You
voodoo.
think this Veve is authentic?
Authentic? Mr. Knight, that's like asking if the Mona Lisa is a painting. Tell you what, I'll
Okay.
look into these symbols myself and see what I can learn about the sect that made this. I'll
Excellent.
give you a call when I have more information. You are associated with the police, aren't you?
Absolutely. But I'm undercover. You can contact me at St. George's Bookshop in the quarter.
All right. Now, I'd like to get started on this, if
Well-
you don't mind.
You might be interested to know about... There was a picture, wasn't there, of the murder. Let's see if that's a ritualistic photograph.
Is there anything you can tell me about the voodoo?
Yeah, let's
aspects
show him
of
the
this
actual
photograph?
killing.
This is a serious voodoo ritual. Nasty stuff.
Okay.
In what way?
Let's see.
So this
I
is
can't
real
make out
then?
much detail from this photograph, except for the corpse, of course. But the wound, the face, and what little I can see of the ritual
Well, that's a little scarier.
It reminds me of certain black voodoo practices.
That would suggest that this
Very
is...
rare. I've never witnessed
Suddenly
them
the voodoo
myself
is quite serious.
Really?
Where before people just assumed it was
Thanks.
nonsense. Well, okay. I think we've learned all we can from him.
Okay, thanks.
Good day, Mr. Knight.
What else can we do? There's a few different places we've got to have a look at. Let's take a look at the cathedral. It's been there for a while and we've never gone there. Oh, we've got a Catholic church. Okay, we've got the confessional booth. Let's take a look at the confessional booth.
Someone is in that confessional.
Oh, can't go to that one. What about the other one? It looks like that one's okay. What have we got here? Oh, there's a hole in the wall.
There's a knothole about the size of a quarter in the wood paneling on that wall.
Why? It's a bit weird.
The knothole
stick your
doesn't
finger
seem
in
to
it.
operate that way.
No? Okay. I guess we'll kneel and confess? I don't know.
May I help you, my child?
I'd like to make a confession.
All right, if it'll make you feel better.
Yeah, sure it will.
I've had impure thoughts about a woman I met.
Impure thoughts? You mean thoughts of sexual relations?
Oh yes.
You could say that, but worse than what you mean.
Worse? You mean extreme sexual relations?
Well, not involving animals or anything.
Oh, well. Perhaps we should just leave it at that. Pray for forgiveness and say 10 rosaries. Is there anything else?
Yeah,
I've done some pretty rotten things to my friend Mosley.
Rotten? What do you mean?
Practical jokes, insults, among other things.
well, I don't think
I
that
see. Are you sorry?
he's gonna
Well,
give us much.
Pray
Is
for
there gonna be a lot of
forgiveness
penance
and
for
say
that?
3 rosaries. Is there anything else?
Yeah,
I haven't paid my assistant for 3 months.
yeah.
Have you had the money?
Nope.
Sounds like a matter for the courts, son, not the church.
Oh, okay, so
Is
the
there anything
church isn't interested. Well, that's nice.
Some people say I'm a selfish person, Father.
We can always strive to improve ourselves.
It's a selfish person.
Patterns can be
Prideful.
Yes. Thank you, Father.
broken. Is there anything else?
I've had a lot of women, Father.
There we are.
A lot? More than 10?
Yes, Father.
More than 20?
Yes, Father.
More than
Oh my.
40?
Yes, Father.
Son, I don't think this is a matter for a priest. I think you need a good therapist.
He needs a good therapist.
If
I
we're
don't know if
counting
that's quite
therapists,
right.
then I'm
But
up to at least, let's see here, count out the 1, and well, this might take a while.
My son, I'm afraid my
oh,
lunch break is
he's
coming
going on
on
his
about
lunch
now.
break.
Pray for
I did use some
forgiveness
air
and
quotes
say
around
20
lunch break
rosaries.
there. Like he's just
On second
banked
thought,
that idea.
When you finish the math, say that many rosaries.
Okay.
Gabriel hears him leave the confessional.
Okay.
I should probably add 1 more rosary for that while I'm at it. I've been a bad boy.
Okay, well let's leave the confessional booth. Can we get out of it somehow? Oh, there we go. And he left for lunch. Let's go and pretend to be a priest. Can we do that? That'll just add to our sins. That'll just add to our sins, wouldn't it? Well, so what's in this box? What does a priest keep in a box?
Inside the box, Gabriel finds a priest collar.
Collar and oil.
Some oil used for blessing.
Oh, I guess we'll have those then.
That oil is for holy purposes, not the
So what?
sort of thing Gabriel would want to use it for.
Yeah, but I want it.
That oil is for...
Okay, I guess I can't have that. What about the collar? Can we have that?
You never know when a priest's collar will come in handy.
Okay, we're taking a priest collar. We're not going to take the oil, which is apparently important, but we are going to take the priest's collar. Well, now, let's go and... There's not much else we can do. Oh wait, this takes me straight out to Jackson Square? Well, that's exciting. I didn't actually want to go there, but okay. Let's go find out about Madame Casino now. And then we might finish up once we've spoken to her. I don't know how far. We might be close to the end of this day. But that doesn't really matter. We want to speak to Madame Casino. This must be her house here. Okay, let's see if she'll let us in and talk to us.
Yes? Who is it?
Hi, I'm doing an article on voodoo, and I heard that you are...
I'm a good Catholic young man. Take your evil influence elsewhere.
But I just have a few questions.
I can feel the evil eye. Go away.
You feel the evil eye? If you're a good Catholic, what would the evil eye have to do with anything? Seems a bit interesting. Okay. But if I... Oh, but if I dressed as a priest... Although how many priests arrive on motorcycles, let's be honest. But if I dressed as the priest...
I knew you'd miss me, so I came back.
Really?
That would be interesting. But we need to find clothing that'll let us look like a priest. Let me just see what I've got in my inventory. Oh, I already picked up that shirt. Okay. If we combine that with that shirt... That now looks like a priest's shirt. We want to... I don't suppose there are many priests whose hair is just wild and all over the place. But maybe... Oh wait, do we have anything here before I... Oh yeah, let's combine that with some hair gel, and then I guess we gel his hair back in. Okay. That would appear to be a disguise. I think it's safe to say Sherlock Holmes we are not, but you know. Let's try and see if we can get to the end of day 3 actually, that's what we'll do. And we'll save at the end of day 3.
I've got some things I need to do.
Good luck.
Because we can't be far away from the end of the day now. Right, so we'll go back to the Casino residence. We will...
It looks like my priest outfit.
Great, can we put it on? How do I put it on? Do I just... No. So how do I use it? Okay, is there some way we can use the disguise on ourselves? Oh, hang on.
Alright, but this
there
is
we
private.
go. Let's see. Okay. Gabriel is now dressed as a priest. And yeah, definitely looks... I mean, he's wearing jeans, but...
Yes? Who is it?
Yeah. I'm Father McLaughlin.
Lovely to see you.
Father McLaughlin, you say? You must be new in the parish. I'm so pleased to meet you, Father. Do come in.
Thank you, my child.
Thank you, my child.
Please be seated, Father.
Thank you.
Now, what can I do for you?
Are we going to keep up this accent the entire time?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions, my child?
Of course not, mon père.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Sure. To be sure, what could you tell me about the voodoo?
I know the things they do. My family's been in New Orleans since 1750, so I know more than most. Voodoo people are all over the city, in the shops, everywhere.
Oh yeah.
They curse you like that, and most
So she,
people don't
but
even notice.
she wants to use counter spells.
Bread at the bakery. Take strands of your hair at the store when you try on clothes. Oh, you have to be so careful.
Yeah.
But I know
Very
ways,
careful.
so I can protect myself. I know how to use them.
She knows their
I
ways.
can counteract their evil spells.
Interesting.
Tell me more about voodoo in New Orleans.
It's just plain evil.
Tell me more
It's
about the
dangerous
voodoo.
to even discuss it.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Voodoo murders? Ah, they are nothing new to me, Basil.
Okay, so to her, everywhere voodoo murder happens all the time.
It's too dangerous in the streets. They can get you anywhere, you know. Even here, in this room. But I try not to
No,
let them
don't
know.
let them know about you. Well, why have they been supposedly casting their spells on you?
What else do you know about the voodoo murders?
Shh, they'll hear you.
Will they? They'll hear me inside your house.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
The only true New Orleans are of French origin, you know. My family were among the original settlers of New Orleans.
And
They
arrived
came
from
here
France.
The
Okay.
Creole society used to be so gay in New Orleans. Now it
Barely
barely
hangs
hangs on
on.
by its fingernails.
So there's not much of the Creole society left.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Okay.
Snakes, they're evil creatures.
Evil
Did
creatures.
you know that evil people can send them into your dreams? They can. That's why
So she never sleeps because someone puts a snake inside her
Right,
brain.
Thanks.
That's good to know.
Do you know anything else about snakes?
It would be bad luck to talk about that anymore.
Oh, okay, we won't talk about that anymore then.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
Oh, St. John's Eve, Mary. I used to love the St. John's Eve Mass at St. Louis Cathedral.
Okay.
Of course, it is also a night of
Great wickedness. Worse than All Hallows Eve or
They won't
Halloween.
corrupt anything, Father.
They? They who?
Oh, you know.
Well, no, I don't. That's why I'm asking you. Who?
What else can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I don't think I should say any more about that.
She's not interested in talking more about St. John's Eve. What about this?
Do you have any idea what Caprice and Call means?
Mary, I know. I bet you do not know, Father, n'est-ce pas?
Should I say it's that?
Of course I know what it means.
I wasn't born yesterday, Father.
Okay, well, let's try something else.
Oui? Are you going...
It means goat without horns.
Father, you surprised me.
I do.
You do know what it means. You know what they mean by goat without horns, don't you? A human being.
Yeah.
That's right.
I already know
Slit your
this.
throat, cut out your heart. Pure evil.
You seem to know an awful lot about this, considering things.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Oh, her. I could tell you about her. Voodoo Queen? Ah.
Okay.
My great-grandmother was an acolyte of Marie Laveau. She knows the truth about her.
What truth?
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
She was only a front for the real
She was a
evildoers,
front for
and
evildoers.
that's the
Okay.
truth about Marie Laveau.
Okay.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
No, Father. I don't know
She
anything
knows nothing about
that.
animal masks.
Do you know anything about Veves?
No, Father. I don't
She doesn't know what
anything
Veves are.
about that.
That would suggest that she's not
Do you
entirely...
know anything about black voodoo?
Oh, yes, Father. It is the wickedest kind. The kind they practice here in New Orleans.
So they only practice wicked voodoo in New Orleans, apparently.
Have you ever heard of Damballa?
No, Father.
Doesn't know
I
anything
don't
about that,
know
so she's
anything
not
about
actually a
that.
practitioner.
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
No, Father. I
Doesn't know
don't
anything about
know
that
anything
either.
about that.
So she doesn't know as much as she's letting on that she thinks she does.
Do you know anything about human sacrifice here in New Orleans?
Well, my great-grandmother could tell stories. She saw it. People say that sort of thing wasn't done in New Orleans, but the real
voodoo queens did it.
Oh, yes.
Who are the real voodoo
Yeah, come on,
queens?
tell me about them.
Well, my great Maser told me that Lavo was just a front, a flamboyant decoy. She distracted authorities from the real.
So there was a real voodoo queen. Oh, hey, hey, hey.
It's been the same one.
I'm telling
for
you,
almost 200
Geddy.
years. She's head of a secret voodoo enfant. That's what they call their.
It's definitely her.
It's so secret. Most of the voodoo people in the city don't even know about
Not
it.
just because of that link
So
with the
real
name of one of the Loa.
control Lavo, gave her a little bit of power and used her like a puppet.
But yeah,
Tell me more about this secret voodoo.
just
house.
as these little bits of story start shaping up, I can see where it's going. I think it's going to turn out that is it Malia Geddy is the voodoo
That's
queen.
why I'm so ill, I tell you, those drums. But we shouldn't talk about it. They'll hear us. It's
Which would
the
be interesting.
devil's work that happens there, I can tell you. I'll show you something secret. You mustn't tell anyone, Father.
I swear on my collar.
Here it is, mon père. A true object of evil if ever there was one.
It radiates something, all right.
It belonged to my great-grandmother. She told my mother that it was a token to gain entrance to
Okay, that's interesting.
You don't
So a way to
say.
get access to
tell
real
you the
voodoo
truth, I
ceremonies.
always felt nervous about having it in the house. You know, evil influence and all.
I can see how you would, yes.
And yet, I could never part with it. It's been in the family for generations. Would you bless it for me, Father? I feel strange asking such a thing of you, but surely you understand.
Sure.
Bless this bracelet. Even though its vibes aren't great, let it do nobody harm when they wear it on their arm. Voodoo spirits, go away. Don't come back another day. And now let us pray.
Okay, I think we want to take a copy of this. Do we have anything we can use to do that? Oh yeah, there's some clay. We combine the clay with the snake.
Gabriel has a thought about the clay.
Bless, oh bless
And maybe we
this
can make
circlet
a-
of silver.
A mold of it.
Take the curse, oh take it, Wilbur.
Wilbur.
A lovely blessing, mon père.
Was that a lovely
Made
blessing,
a
was it?
lasting impression. Here you go.
I feel so much better now.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. Now I think I might
Well, madam, I must.
Of course,
go to the old Dixieland drugstore that you like to frequent. I think we want to try and get involved in the...
I'm not going
Somehow-
back on the street looking like this.
Oh yeah, we need to take the mask at the... Need to take all the disguise off first. Yeah, so we'll go over to the Dixieland drugstore again. We'll talk to old Willie that runs the store.
Aye.
Let's see. I need to talk to you again.
Can I ask you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
Do you know anything
Tell me about the animal masks.
The only one left is Willie Jr. over there, the old crocodile. He's sort of a mascot now, you know.
Is he? That's interesting. Tell me about Willie Jr.
About Willie Jr. Would you be willing to let him go?
Maybe. For $100.
$100?
You gotta be kidding.
Me and Willie Jr. are very close now. I couldn't part with him for less.
Oh, but we need the mask so that we can infiltrate.
I found out what Cabri Sankal means. How did you know about human sacrifice?
I never said them words, monsieur. You must have heard them from
Oh,
someone
you
else.
definitely did. You definitely did.
Do you know anything about a secret voodoo houndfall?
There's no such thing. Not around here.
Yeah, there is. I feel like this game could really benefit from from LA Noir style facial expressions. That could be an interesting way to play a game like this.
Black voodoo.
It's kind of annoying that nobody really used that in the same way. There's definitely no such thing, he says.
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
I'll just have a quick chat with you.
Like that around here, man.
Oh, so you don't like that name, though?
Do you know anything about veves?
Like the ones in the voodoo rituals they do for the tourists?
Right.
Yeah, those are real.
They curiosities, no? This a curio shop.
Oh, yeah. I keep
Yeah, you keep forgetting.
Have you ever heard of Damballa?
Damballa is an African legend about a great serpent. Folklore, that's all.
Folklore, that's all.
Would you take 50 for...
Don't insult me, monsieur. The price is $120.
It was $100 a minute ago.
You said you'd sell it for 100 before.
You misheard, monsieur. The price was always 120.
Of course, you know, obviously, we just mishear lots of things from this guy. Or maybe nothing he ever says is honest. I mean, that's the other possibility. What else can we look at? Let's go back to the cemetery. See if there's anything more interesting going on there. Well, let's go to that Geddy tomb. So now... Oh, there's Malia.
Malia?
Mr. Knight, what are you doing here?
My family's tomb's here.
Mine too.
Unnoticed. Subtle.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Knight, if there's nothing else...
Don't go. I need to talk to you.
Don't grab her like that, that's a bit...
Can't stop thinking about you.
Yeah, that's part of her allure, I think.
Mr. Knight, you don't know anything about me. I'm not in a position to get involved.
I've said that a million times myself, but this is different. I think we both know we can't fight it. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this.
I have so many obligations. My family is
Very traditional, yeah, like voodoo
understand.
traditional.
Hey, I love tradition. I've seen Fiddler on the Roof
Like-
100 times.
This isn't a musical, Mr. Knight.
Like,
We
you know,
live in
death
different
magic
worlds.
linked.
Look, I know you got more money than God. Do you think I care? Do you think that's why I'm saying this?
No, I don't.
Why don't you come
No,
see
she
my
knows it's
work?
not.
I've got a little bookshop, St. George's on Bourbon.
I know.
See, I knew it. You're crazy about me too. Come by tonight, please. My world isn't so bad.
I'm sorry, but there's no place for someone like you in my life.
Okay.
Not now, not ever.
If you say so. If you say so. I guess that's it then. We learned something new from her. I would say it's probably the end of the day. 'Cause it's starting to get a bit darker.
It's getting late. Gabriel decided.
Okay, yeah, decides to go home for the day. So that's where we're going. And I guess that'll be the end of day 3. So we'll wait until day 4 starts.
I'm going inside.
Oh, I'm afraid St. George's is closed for the day.
I'm not a customer. I'm here to see the owner.
Why don't you just leave your name and number with me, and I'll tell him you
Because-
stopped by.
Listen, if Gabriel is here, he'll want to see me. Is he? Here?
I really couldn't say for certain, but in the morning.
Gracie, say goodnight.
It is, after all, his home and his store. So, you know. But I would say she's not going to be very happy tomorrow morning. I wonder if you'll have,
I didn't
wonder
think
if you'll
you
have
would.
that dream.
I didn't think I would either.
Your eyes. I could show you around a little. It's not much, but
Please don't.
Interesting
focus on much of anything.
that she suddenly wants to be here.
what is it about you?
Just shut up and kiss me.
Magic, that's what it is. It's a spell. Guarantee you it's a spell of some kind. Yeah, so here we go. So it's day 4 now. I spoke to one who smelled of death. He gave to me his ears, and crosses that were marked were made into a veil of tears. So she's leaving. Wow, that was close. She almost got ran over by a cyclist. She's arriving. And it's day 4. So yeah, day 4. I think what we'll do is we'll save our game in just a moment once the preamble... Well, unless she's not going to talk to him. Looks like she's not going to talk to him. Why, I'm not sure. I'm guessing that's not going to be fresh coffee.
You're not speaking to me this morning?
Don't be silly. I just
Well, there's a
have nothing
guy
to say.
right next to the door there. Let's take a look at this guy. What's he up to?
Have you noticed this guy outside the shop?
Yeah, he gives me the creeps. I wish he'd go away.
Who is he? Is he wearing a shirt or am I just imagining? Let's take a look at him first.
Gabriel watches the man watching the shop.
We'll have a quick chat with him first, find out what he's doing.
The figure outside does not respond.
He's not moving, he's just going to stand there looking in the window. So let's read the newspaper, because that's what you're supposed to do every morning. Read the newspaper.
Time dated June 21st.
So Mosley's closed the
Gabriel's
case.
eye is immediately drawn to an article about
But he's
the
wrong.
voodoo murder. He scans it quickly.
I don't believe
He's
this.
wrong.
They've closed the case.
What case?
The voodoo murders case.
He's wrong about the
paper
case.
says that the police have learned that the murders...
That's not good?
It's ridiculous. And what about the killers? And the voodoo angle?
Yeah,
They
why
never
would
got
they do
anything
that?
on that.
I know you were into it, Gabriel, but if it's over, that's hardly a negative. Anyway,
Yeah,
if you're that
because
upset, why
because
don't
as
you
it
talk
turns
about it
out,
with your pal Mosley?
it
don't
actually
get it,
was a
Chris.
voodoo
Just
ritual.
Forget it, okay?
Gabriel decides to check his horoscope, despite his disgust. Death
So,
walks close,
Death walks close to you today.
Resist
temptation lest his eye falls on you too.
Peachy.
Gabriel also spots an ad for Sam Springleton, a jeweler. Sam hangs out at the Napoleon House.
What's he gonna... Oh, he could make me a copy of that, couldn't he? Okay, well let's save our game. And let's finish up for... Oh. Apparently I can't save my game. Probably because that's open, isn't it? Okay, let's try saving now. There we are. Okay, so we're going to save our game. And we're going to finish up for the night. I hope you've enjoyed what you've watched, guys. Remember to keep an eye on my Twitter, twitter.com/supernautus, to find out when I'm going live. But usually it's about 10 o'clock UK time. And I'm also on YouTube under Supernautus Streams. And on Mixer, of course, is Supernautus, mixer.com/Supernautus. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you'll tune in next time and drop a follow, drop a like, and share with your friends if you've enjoyed. But thank you very much for now, and I'll see you again next time.